back.
Third time's a charm. So now we kind of have an idea. So, welcome back. This is our third video.
Yep.
Making this kind of just parent talk.
Yep.
Where it's just me and you.
Yep.
You okay?
Yeah.
And then we do these while our son's in school, so we have a little bit of time we do to make something.
Yeah, there's a whole preparation for this, right? I have to shower her, feed her, put her to sleep in my arms. Our son's in school. That's the only way things can get done.
Yes, because on top of everything, like, might sound lazy to some, but me personally, I don't like editing videos, like, especially something like this. I want everyone to see the raw,
the
raw, how it is. And this is life with a newborn.
Yeah.
And we're 30-year-old parents. And then, so today, I want to talk to you about
what?
The third week is coming up. Third week is done.
Third week is done.
The month is coming up.
Yes, I know.
She's about to be a month old.
I know. I kind of wish time would slow down already.
Yeah. And so your recovery phase is like kind of coming to an end at this point. You're getting out of the recovery phase. We're getting out of the, hey, make it or break it, like the fight or flight stage of a newborn. And we're getting into back to a regular routine with a newborn now.
Yeah, well, you're back at work.
Yeah, I'm back at work now.
It's been a full week, basically.
Yeah.
It feels like a full week.
Almost. I had 3 weeks home with you guys, and now I'm back.
2.5. You always like to add more numbers.
Alright, it was if you want to be precise, it was 2 full weeks of work week, and then like 3 extra days.
You like to round up. If you spend $55, like I spent $100. You always round up.
It was almost 3 weeks. It felt like 3 weeks. And I had almost 3 weeks with you guys, and it was great. It was beautiful. I will be honest with you, as a guy, I was getting very restless.
Yeah, annoyingly restless.
Yeah,
I love you to death, but I was ready for you to go back to work.
I was getting really restless because I just wanted to get up, move. I wanted to not just be home. And I understand though.
Is that omen though? Is that just you think?
I think it's omen because the people around us in our circle have told me, like, have you gotten tired of being home yet? And I'm like, yeah, how'd you know? And they all kind of knew. Everyone kind of knew already that I was going to get tired because they admitted to being tired as well.
Well, you take a weekend off where you're not working a Saturday, you're restless. You come home, you're home, you wake up Saturday morning, you're like, what am I going to do? Organizes the whole garage.
I do stuff that I don't need to be doing. It's like the whole house is on fire, but I'm worried about organizing one closet.
One closet. There you go.
That's what I do best. But no, I want to talk to you a little bit more. Like, how are you feeling? Because now that you're getting out of the quote-unquote recovery, fight or flight, like, I'm not home anymore. Like, I am literally, today, for example, it's like 1 o'clock right now. I've been awake since 1 in the morning, and I got home an hour ago.
Yeah.
You've been on your own. How have you been feeling about it?
So, normal Angie, when kids are older, because if I go back to Noah, right?
Yeah.
I got used to sleeping my good 6 to 8 hours. I don't know how I'm doing it. I think it's the blissfulness of holding your child and having to be awake enough to protect this little being. But I'm not getting sleep. And I'm functioning.
You have been up and down, up and down.
Have I been grouchy?
No. Alright, it's been a little bit more here and there. But it hasn't been anything like overly like crazy.
But do you remember how I was before?
God,
like,
no.
if I didn't get enough
that
sleep?
was a lifetime ago at this point. Literally, like, the minute you get pregnant, everything feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Which is, excuse me, it's very, very weird. I don't even remember Noah's baby stage at all like that.
Really? I think it's the moms that remember the most of everything.
Well, yeah, the dads, we have to go back. Most dads, you know, thankfully you are a stay-at-home mom. For the most part, you do work from home here and there, but you are stay-at-home. So you get to be around and cherish the moments. Whereas I have to go to work, clock in, clock out, come home, drive, commute, all of that stuff, and do my best.
Yes. But the recovery, yeah, I'm a lot stronger. I'm not all the way there yet, for sure. But because my body reminds me every time I'm trying to do something quick and, you know, getting things done around the house, yeah, my body reminds me. But yeah, I have 3 more weeks left for recovery.
Until you're fully cleared.
Until I'm fully have clearance from the doctor. Yes.
Yeah. Doctor
But
cleared.
technically, this is where it gets technical for men that don't understand pregnancy. Your body goes through so much in 9 months. 6 weeks is not gonna recover your whole body.
Yeah.
It takes, you honestly need a full year for like actual recovery. But when it comes to like the 6 weeks when you get clearance to do, you know, small exercises and
it's like baseline, right?
But yeah,
it's 6 weeks to get to baseline.
Yeah,
it's just the bare minimum, kind of like, okay, you can get back into the rhythm, but just don't. You'll still feel
can't
it.
exude yourself. Yeah, especially because we have. Well, I don't know what a natural labor is. Didn't get to experience that. It is what it is. But for C-section moms, and I don't know if there's any other C-section moms that, you know, openly talk about it.
You've had 2 C-sections.
I've had 2 C-sections. So your body holds on to pain in that specific area. Your muscles, everything, they just go through so many layers of skin, 7 layers to be exact, to get to baby, that there's so much harm and damage outside of what the harm and damage that natural pregnancy does to your body. So yes, like what you just said, baseline is basically what it is. Like you just it's not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go lift 100 pounds, you know, as soon as I get cleared. No, or go run a marathon, or go run even a mile. Forget a marathon. But it's walks. Just starting. You start your walks. You could do your, you know,
little body weight exercises. Yeah, something like that.
More importantly, your muscle wall reparation exercises, which is what people call diastasis recti. A lot of people don't know about that, but it's where your muscle wall separates, and you have to, you know, repair that slowly with small exercises. But yeah, for the most of it,
yeah,
I feel good.
But how do you feel now? Like, not only like do you have the back of your head like, be careful, don't overdo it, but you also have, I'm home alone. Like, I am gone.
I gotta get it done.
Yeah, for the most part, I am gone at the house by 1:30 in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning some days.
So I do night shift and day shift.
You do night shift, morning shift, and I try to help out by the time noon hits.
Yeah.
I'm usually
But
home.
I also don't ask you for a lot of help.
You don't.
Let's be honest.
You're very independent. You trying to do everything on your own.
Because you work so much.
I do, but at the same time, I don't want you to overexert yourself.
No, I understand that. I know it's important for you to have baby and daddy bonding time, which I try to remind myself, but I'm very protective over you not getting enough sleep, or, you know, for a lot of people that don't know, you literally run on mostly 5 hours of sleep.
5 hours of sleep, yeah.
On a weekly basis.
And this was before the baby, so I'm kind of like just, it's
Correct.
routine now.
See, back in the day, I used to tease you about this because you willingly would only sleep 2 to 3 hours sometimes because you're a gamer.
Quote unquote hobbies that were so
important. Yeah, because you were a gamer.
Yeah.
But nowadays, I understand it hits your body so much more different now that you're in your 30s. I think that's the biggest topic of it all, is parenting now that we're in our 30s.
It sucks. Woo! I'll be honest with you, it sucks. As far as like, you feel more drained, you feel more tired, you feel like,
I feel like you can never catch up.
Yeah. Whereas when we were younger, like, we were on top of it. We had the house organized. Right now, downstairs, the sink is full of dishes, dirty dishes that need to get cleaned. And we're going to have to get to it today. But it's kind of like, we have to pick our priorities. Right now, priority is sleep and rest until we get to the point where we get
until we start having bugs crawling all over us.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not going to let it go overboard. But more than anything, like, you are home alone. How do you feel like that everything is relying on you? Do you feel the pressure? Do you feel like... because your job is to...
I like feeling needed.
You are the baby feeder because you are nursing, breastfeeding, whatever.
Yeah.
Not only that, when I'm at work, you have to wake up a 6-year-old who gets up pretty moody sometimes. Get him dressed and get him ready for the bus. And then after that, you have to go back to attending the baby. And you're doing the babies with you at all times.
Yeah, she's wrapped on me at all times. If I can be honest, I don't know. Can be, I'm not trying to say in a controversial way, but a lot of new age moms, they ask me how do I do it, or even moms that, you know, like, I don't know if it's just a Latina community thing that we want to do it all, and we are thriving when we're needed. That's just how I feel. Like, I feel like I got so comfortable with Noah because he was so independent. We basically all lived separate lives in the household sometimes. I was into my K-dramas. I'll binge watch K-dramas. Noah would be doing his own thing. We'll play. We'll do stuff. But now it's like I have to have a routine, and I actually love that. Yeah. I love having the strictness of having to fulfill a routine. Kind of like when we started financial budgeting, and I'm like, I didn't like it at first, and then I loved it, and I'm like, when we're spending too much, we're like, this feels out of whack, like we need to go back to budgeting. It's the same thing, I guess you could tell you, when it comes to parenting. I think I'm striving right now. I mean, obviously I look like a hot mess, but I look like a hot mess, so maybe that reflects it. But outside of that, spiritually, like mentally and emotionally, I feel great. Physically, obviously, it's gonna take time.
Yeah.
But having to wake up my son, being able to know that I can do it all by myself, it kind of feels empowering for me.
You feel like a badass.
I do. I feel like a bad bee.
Yeah.
No, in the mother type of way.
Yeah, I mean, it is empowering. Like, I saw this little Facebook post thing, whatever it was, like, the value of a stay-at-home mom, and it like started breaking out all of the things, and like a lot of people.
Oh, bro! If you had to pay for everything that I do, you'd be broke.
Like, honestly, so many people don't value a stay-at-home mom, or they feel like, oh, she's a stay-at-home mom, but she's not making any money. She should be doing both. Like, no, like.
Which is a mentally strain. If you were to talk about that part, and I'm pretty sure a lot of moms can agree. Yes, do we feel empowered? Do I feel empowered that I'm able to do all these things for my kids? Of course, but then there's that other financial strain where, me personally, I've been independent all my life. I started working at 15. Mm-hmm. I'm used to having my own money. And not saying that we don't, that's a very bad way of putting it, but it's kind of like me contributing. I'm so used to that. So if I'm honest, that part is the hardest part for me right now, is accepting, well, two hard parts, honestly. Number one, the fact that I can't contribute because I know how hard you work and how much you do for our family, and I wish that I had the means, and I think that's why I'm trying to stick so hard to content creating, because I want to make sure that I can replace what I used to do, you know.
As a reference, like, as of 5 months ago.
No. 6.
As of.
About 4 months ago.
4 months ago. We have become a one-income family.
Completely one
income.
Yeah.
Before that, it was my main income, and you would supplement it with hustling side little gigs.
Side gigs of makeup, and I had my own nail business, which, you know, kind of slowed down towards the end of pregnancy. So yeah, that's the reference of it. So I've always contributed. So
that brings me into the next point. A big thing that I want to talk about, because I always think, like, having a new baby, I like to think of putting myself back in the shoes of a new parent, because that's what we are. You know, we are returning parents, but it's a new parent all over again. We're starting all over again. We are new parents.
Yeah.
And I wanted to talk a little bit about the guilt, because both parents deal with their own set of guilt.
Ooh.
Dads deal with their guilt. Moms deal with their guilt. Like, for me personally, the guilt of, like, it's motivating when you have children, because you start self-analyzing where you're at in life. You start self-analyzing your past and what you wish you would have done to get you in a better spot now.
Correct.
And not only that, like, you stop working for yourself and your wife. You start working for your child now, for your family, for your future. Yeah. And that's just one of the parts that I want to talk about a little bit later. But since we're on you, like, what is the mom guilt that you would tell other people, like, don't feel this way, or try not to let it get to you, or kind of, like, you know, give them a little bit of, like, it's okay?
Financial strain. I think that the guilt comes from finances. I feel like if I would have made better choices when I was younger, then we would be better off. The fear of trying new things because if I'm honest, I've always been a very business mental type of person, but I've been so afraid of what other people thought. Don't care about what other people think. If you are planning on having children in the future, do what you have to do. Don't walk away with what ifs, because when you have a child, those what ifs haunt you. If I would have, what if I would have done that? What if I would have started my business this way? Or what if I would have done this? Those haunt you when you're a new mom. The other thing is giving yourself grace in your body. Is you can become very judgmental with yourself. Some people bounce back. Some people look like, my mother was one of them. She bounced back. I don't necessarily feel like I've bounced back at all. So I think there's two guilts when it comes to that. No, I have not.
You've bounced back a lot, but go on, sorry.
Not physically, like, now my body doesn't look like it used to before I had her, or before I got pregnant with her, is what I was trying to say. What is the other guilt? If you have other children, it's okay to miss out on certain things.
That's the big one we're dealing with right now.
Yeah. For me, it's so hard. Oh, God, that makes me emotional because I don't want to fail my son at all. But it feels like you fail them. Like, that was the biggest fear of us having another child. We always used to talk about that, remember? We don't want Noah to feel left out. We don't want Noah to feel less loved.
We don't want either one of our children
to feel like they're less important. Or that you love them differently. Because as siblings, I grew up in a sibling household. So you feel like maybe one sibling is loved more than the other. And honestly, now that you brought it up, Noah has already asked me that. Who do I love more? That's such a hard question because
not only is it hard, but the fact that he's thinking about that already.
Yes, that is.
She's only been here 3 weeks and he's already. Who do you love more?
Or who would you give up?
Who would you give up?
We did a joke. I did a joke on him, and that went very emotional.
Yeah, that's one thing I have talked to you a little bit about is careful with your words at this point. He is 6 years old, and
he's very, very hyper emotional. Not as in he's an emotional kid, but he's in tune with his emotions and other people's emotions. Yeah. He's very emotionally intelligent.
So the guilt of having 2 children, splitting the attention up.
Yeah. I think that's always going to be hard because they're going to be going through different transitions at different times because of the age difference too. But yeah, I think for me personally, that's the biggest one because she needs me at all times because I'm nursing. So if I miss out, like yesterday, he was like, "Mama, it's okay. You can go downstairs with Nova since she's upset. I can go to sleep by myself. I'm a big boy." But I knew he was saying that because he was feeling less than in that moment. Or not
less important
in that moment.
Yeah. She's more important than me right now.
Yes, and I don't want him to feel that way. So I put her on my breast and I'm like, "Baby, I got it. I'm going to calm her down." And he felt that comfort that I'm like, "No, baby, you're important, so I want to put you to bed." But at the same time, it's not always going to be like that. Right now, I can put her on the breast and she can fall asleep, but soon that'll change. She'll have her own, her own thing going on. And I'm so afraid of that. That is my biggest fear. That's why even though right now I'm thriving, I'm constantly thinking about what am I going to do when she starts crawling and she doesn't want to stay put. And I have to put him to bed. Or, I don't know. Is it still age appropriate that I still put Noah to bed?
He's 6 years old. It's a little bit like he should be kind of, okay, give us a kiss goodnight, time for you to go to bed. But it's more so, I think it's just something we've decided to do.
I don't want to miss out.
Yeah, parenting isn't a one-way road. It's literally like a million different paths. The way you parent is literally infinite amount of ways you could do it. You decide which way you decide. Because
I have read an article and they're like a scientist that works with children, child psychologist that works with children says that the best age to separate your children from you is 7. That they should be, by age 7, they have identity already. They have more of an identity. They're able to separate themselves from you. They don't feel that need as much, I guess you can say. So they're able to put themselves to sleep. So I've been trying to stretch it. I'm like, 7, it sounds like I was 7 years old. I was able to go to sleep by myself.
Yeah.
But it's more so, you know what it is? It's like, do you remember like when you recorded the video of him opening his eyes for the very first time, and that hits us both in like an emotional sense?
Yeah.
Every time that he goes to bed, I want to see his eyes close. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's a mom thing for sure.
Like I want him to see me before he falls asleep.
Sentimental, and you're holding on to something, and I think it's not so much that you want to be there. You're holding on to your baby boy. I think deep down that's what it is. I'm crying. Deep down, you can see your son growing up, and as he's growing up, you don't want to forget it.
No.
So that's why you still do bedtime with him.
Yeah.
Should you still be doing bedtime? No one cares. Doesn't matter. No one's here with us. They're not putting our son to sleep. So don't ever think like, should I be doing this? The internet is always going to say something. We've known that forever.
Yeah, our own parents.
Our own
that
parents,
he's
yeah.
grown enough to do a lot of things.
If there is one thing I can say to any new parent, to any returning parent, is no matter how you parent, you're always going to parent wrong
Yeah,
to
the
someone
moment
else.
that you become a parent, everybody
Yep.
has an opinion.
Everyone will always have an opinion, and their opinion is always wrong. Because the only people that matter are mom's opinion and dad's opinion.
Yeah.
Those are the only two opinions.
And as soon as the child speaks, he will definitely
your
share his
child
opinion.
will have his own opinion or her own opinion.
Yeah.
That's for sure. So don't feel guilty that you, or don't feel weird or like you read an article, this or that. Don't worry about that. That's you literally holding on to my son is growing up.
Yeah.
That's really it. You okay?
No. I'm trying to recover. Go ahead.
Trying to get back to the guilt.
I can picture it in my head. That's what it is.
The guilt thing. I think a big one that a lot of moms might need to kind of hear is it's okay to let go of the baby. Because there is times where you just need a moment. You just need a nap. You just need 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour.
Oh, yeah, you know that more than anyone.
I know
can't
that,
let
yeah.
go.
You cannot let her. I have to literally pry her out of you and say, go to sleep. I got her. I'm going to go downstairs. Don't watch me. Don't look at me. Don't try creeping downstairs.
You take out the baby camera, the baby monitor. You make sure that I have lullaby so I can't hear anything that comes out of the room.
The baby will cry with the dad. It's okay. Dad has to figure it out. That's my biggest thing too.
That is the hardest thing.
Yes, that is the biggest thing I have for new parents that have the guilt, especially for the moms that have the guilt of dad isn't gonna do it as good. Dad doesn't know everything. Don't worry about it.
I don't think it's that though, baby. I think that's what you guys think as men, but it's not that.
You just want to be there.
It's just we want to be there. We don't want to miss.
But that's the guiltiness too.
Anything.
That's the guiltiness of like I feel guilty that I'm taking a nap while my baby's downstairs still away. But this is what I'm trying to get at. It's like you need to let go of that guilt and just let go, because you know that if you were to just let go of that guilt, trust dad for an hour, you will be a 10 times better mom than what you were struggling to stay awake.
That is true. That is very true. But I don't know why. Me personally, I still struggle, and this is my second child, right? But I still struggle with that. Like when you take her from me, I'm like, no. It's because, but baby, it's hard for men to accept that in a way though. But they were inside of us. It's different.
We understand.
It's kind of like you're giving an organ away. That's a pretty funny way to put it. But it really does feel that way. Like, I can literally sense you when you're about to grab her. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah, trust me, I know. It freaks me out because I'm like literally trying to pry the baby out and you jump and you flinch and I'm like, relax, it's just me. The baby's fine. I got her. Rest, go to sleep.
I know.
But that's kind of like the guilty things of new parents. Some parents might not understand. Like, we're returning parents, so we've been together for 13 years plus, right? 2023. 12 years.
First of all, 2023? You mean 2013?
2013 to 2025. 13 years.
Yeah.
So we know each other. Yeah. And we have a son already.
And I trust you. It's not that I don't trust you.
Mm-hmm, but
I think that's another thing. I remember my sister telling me that. Mm-hmm. She's like, I don't want my husband to feel like I don't trust him. It's not a trust thing. It's that nobody will do it as good as mommy does.
Yes, but
you don't change diapers as quick enough. You're not gonna. It's just so weird because we nitpick everything, and I know it's not healthy. I know it's
not healthy. I was hearing a podcast the other day, and they were talking about how it's just learn to love them the way they're doing things. Learn that your partner. I'm not saying moms or dads in one direction. It's both directions. Learn that hey, you might not do the dishes immediately, but that's okay with you. And if that's okay with you, we're not, as long as there's no roaches or anything like that, it's okay. We can go to sleep with dishes in the sinks.
Yeah, respect each other enough to understand that everybody has their own way.
You might change diapers a millisecond like a freaking NASCAR pit stop, and I might take all an hour. But that's okay because in the end, our baby is still taken care of, and we both are loving on her.
True, but I think an hour was an exaggeration. You wouldn't let her cry for an hour.
No, she doesn't cry. Trust me, when she cries, I try my best to figure her out.
Yeah, you're an amazing dad. I think that it's a learning curve for moms. It's the same thing. Now that we have a 6-year-old, we can even talk about that. The first time your dad disciplines the child. Whoa. Mm-hmm. That is relinquishing so much control on your partner. You have to trust them so much that even though you are his biological dad, I hate you sometimes when you have to get onto him. It's
so
so hard. That's another guilty aspect of that mom. Like, we want to overly protect our children, want to overly watch over them, even when it comes to the dad. And obviously, there are scary stories out there. Not that you even like to look into stuff like that, but we want to protect our children at all times. We want to be literally in every waking moment. I mean, she sleeps next to me in her bassinet, and she makes the slightest little noise, my eyes are pried open. You know what I mean? So it's an instinct. I think that God created us that way, to make sure that we're constantly on top of our children. Because let me be honest, dads can fall asleep, and you guys will not react to a crying or the grunting of a baby.
Every dad's different. Me, in our household, I would just knock out. I'll be honest with you. I know some dads. I've talked to some dads that they're like, any little sound, I wake up.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not like that.
One of those yet.
I was more like that with our first son.
Yes.
With our son.
Yes.
Our daughter now, it goes back to the guilt thing. I know it's kind of like, at times I have the guilt of I'm going to sleep while my wife is awake all night with the baby. But at the same time, it helps me. Number one, I know you have it. Number two, there's not much I can do at night because you have to nurse her. So it'd be kind of like a waste. So I have to let go of that guilt that I feel and just say, you know what, it's better for me now to just get a good 4 hours of sleep, wake up, and then take over from you. Or wake up and then take Noah and make him feel special.
Yeah.
Instead of me sitting here trying to stay awake, struggling with you, and then now we're just both tired in the morning.
So you did have guilt.
I did have guilt.
So let's talk about the dad's guilt.
The dad's guilt, I think it goes for, number one, it's always a financial burden. The man of the household, the provider, whatever you want to call it. Every household is different. But for the most part, men always have this ego, this pride, whatever you want to call it, that I have to provide for my family. They are my responsibility. They're looking at me. Yeah. And if you aren't where you want to be, like we were not anywhere near where I wanted to be with our son. We were way behind because he kind of came out of nowhere. We thought we weren't going to get pregnant.
We thought we couldn't get pregnant.
So when he came along, like, it was kind of like, I was so happy to have him, and I was so, like, just starstruck with him. Mm-hmm. And I enjoyed every minute of him being a baby, but at one point, like, it hit me, like, I'm not where I want to be. I don't have a home for him. I don't have his own room. Like it literally, you saw the change in everything.
I saw you shift. Yeah. I think the first moment you glanced at him, your life just kind of...
So, yeah, the guilt comes from the financial burden, I think foremost and always. And then the secondary guilt that I would say, like, well, the first one is, it happens, you know, like, I would say to anyone who's having that guilt right now, to just breathe a little and work on it together. Don't try to carry... I know I carried a lot of it on my own. I never expressed it to you.
No.
And I think if I were to have just come to you a little bit more and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling and this is where I want to be with our family, it would have been a little bit simpler to get there and a little bit easier.
Well, once you finally opened up and we came up with a plan, look, we landed our house.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do realize that, and I think that that's why I constantly have to check in with you. I don't know if other dads are like that. I don't know. I've heard a lot of moms on TikTok talk about how their husbands don't really like to talk about the emotional strain of becoming a dad, the financial strain that they feel. I feel like men naturally want to bottle things up a lot.
We want to feel like we're handling it.
Yes, like you guys are in full control.
Yeah, and most of the time we're not.
And that is okay. It's okay to feel like you're not in full control, though. That's why I'm constantly checking in with you. I can tell when you are overthinking things just by the way that you look now. That's because we've been together for so long. But imagine parents that are becoming, new parents. They're 2 years in. The first 3 years of marriage are so difficult. Because you're merging your lives together. You're merging two personalities together. To become one. And you can't read on your partner like that. So, God was very good to us that we were able to have Noah almost 6 years into the relationship. And now Nova 13 years into the relationship, because it helped us mature a lot before we even had our children. But you don't talk about your guilt or fears.
That's the thing about dads, and not only dads. I hear a lot of men just not wanting to talk about their feelings, which I understand. It's looked at as
frowned upon.
It's frowned upon. I don't know why though.
But that's society, and that's an older society though.
Yeah, older society, but not only this, I understand you're not gonna go to your friend that's a female and talk to her about your feelings. You're not gonna go to your auntie or maybe your mom.
But a man could create their own community.
Yes, and some guys do that. They talk amongst each other, guy to guy. But that doesn't solve the problem. You're not sleeping with that guy.
Correct.
You're not creating kids with that guy.
Correct. Amen, sir.
This is why, like, I don't understand, like, trust in your partner, because if you're willing to share DNA with them,
Ooh.
why aren't you willing to share your thoughts with them?
Correct.
And that's kind of like the biggest, like, it's okay to feel guilt. It's okay to feel like I'm not enough.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna feel that at one point or not as a father. I still feel that to this day. I have 2 kids. I at times feel like I'm not enough. I feel like I'm not doing enough for them.
Yeah.
And even though they are like the center of my life right now.
Mm-hmm. Everything you do, every breathing moment is for your kids.
Yes. And so that's part of the guilt of, like, for dads, like, mainly just open up about it to your partner. Yeah. The one person who's going to understand you, the one person who's in the boat. Now, don't do it while she's in the middle of, like, 2 hours of sleep, an hour of sleep, and she can barely understand what's going on, but...
Yeah, no, but you have to find... that's beautiful that you say that, because you have to... Like you just said, if you... Oh, Mama, it's okay. Like you said, if you're willing to share DNA with that person, create human beings with that person, why not share your thoughts? Something so it's not minuscule, it's something so important. If you guys talk about it, you guys can tackle the problem together instead of you versus the problem and everything else around you.
Yeah.
But you've grown up a lot when it comes to that.
I've tried, yeah. But it's mainly been because of you. Again, my partner talking to me, my partner understanding me, and my partner kind of pulling it out of me. You pulled it out of me. And then finally I started understanding that you're the only person who's staying by my side. As of right now, like... Willingly, yeah. Family is family, but they're not going to come by your side and support you and be there with you 24/7. You don't create families with them. You create... Memories.
You're bonded by blood.
Yeah, you're bonded by blood, and sometimes that's not even enough.
Correct. So your other guilt.
Other guilt. Let's see.
Not spending enough time with them, you were saying?
Not spending, like, not feeling like you're enough. Like, but I think that's something I'm working on. But, like, for anyone who's new to being a parent, like, don't ever feel like you're not doing enough, or try to compare yourself to other families. That's the biggest guilt that most people get, but it's not necessary. That's unnecessary guilt. Don't go comparing your life to someone you see on the internet. Don't go comparing your life to your brother's life of his family or your neighbor's family. Like, all of a sudden you feel like, oh, I'm not enough. Don't feel like that. Yeah. Because I heard someone say, a happy child is a happy child. They don't need to be happier. And what that basically, like, brought me down.
I've heard that before.
Yeah, I heard it recently, and it was just like, the way I kind of interpret it is like, if your child is happy, don't go thinking that you have to do what your neighbors are doing to make your child happier.
Correct. Don't
think that you have to do so many things for your child just to make them happy. If your child is already happy from what they have from you, you don't have to sit there and try to make them happier.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. What is the other quote that you live by too? Comparison is what?
Oh, the comparison is the thief of joy. Yeah. So when you compare your life to other people, you are literally stealing away the joy that you have in your life.
I think I'm very guilty of that because I'm on TikTok a lot.
Yes.
And seeing the aesthetic pleasing kitchens and the aesthetic pleasing rooms and the big houses and that was my dream.
And then your thing, you always said too at times you said, I want that for my kids.
Yeah, I do.
And I told you though, like, our kids don't even know what that is yet. Like, they don't even need that. They don't want that. They're happy where they're at. Our son is beyond happy in his house.
Yeah, he loves our home. He doesn't want us to sell it.
Yeah, he doesn't want us to move. He doesn't want us to sell the house. Mm-hmm. So it kind of goes back to, do not compare yourself to other people. Some moms can go on 2 hours of sleep. Some moms can't.
Yeah. And
that's okay, whichever way. But like, the moral of this, the whole point of this was like, parenting is an infinite amount of ways to parent. There's no one right way. There's no one wrong way. As long as it works
for your family.
If it works for your family and your kids are happy and taken care of, loved, that's all that matters.
Correct.
Going back to this nursery, like, this nursery is not a nursery, but that's okay because our child is more than loved and she's happy. From what we can tell, I mean, she is just a baby, but I feel like she's happy.
I feel like Noah's happy. She's only been here for 3 weeks. But Noah, for example, we had the nursery. He never even lived in that nursery. He didn't spend maybe naps, maybe like 15-minute naps in that nursery. And I think that's why we didn't make it a priority this time. Because we did it, honestly. I wanted the nursery because that's the way that you showed the world that you were prepared to be a parent. You know what I mean? We found out and we wanted to make it seem like we had it together, even though we didn't have it together.
We didn't.
I will speak for myself. I wanted the nursery the perfect way, everything, because people come to your home and the first thing they ask about is the nursery. It's a sad thing nowadays. That was not how it was back in the day.
Let me go see how
when my siblings
much
were
money,
born.
how did you
Correct.
make it look aesthetic?
Yes, correct. The aesthetic of it. And by that, they measure how ready you are to be a parent, which is kind of weird, right? But I think it's a modern day thing because, like I said, when my siblings were born, well, you know, we co-slept. My parents co-slept with all of us. So there was no need for like the bassinet or the set, you know, like the whole room, the crib, the decorations. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. And I mean, I think every mom wants that. But that's kind of like just spending money just for other people to say you did a good job.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a baby shower in a way. Sorry, but that's what it was.
Yeah.
We didn't get a lot of gifts, which thanks to everyone who did.
To a few people did. Thank you so much.
Thank you. But it was kind of like just to say that you did it. Because back in the day, baby showers were done by your family members or your friends. It was a surprise thing.
Yeah.
Not you coming out of pocket.
And inviting a bunch of people.
Correct. And thanks to my cousin, too, who actually put in a lot of money and effort to help us get it done. But I feel like there's so many things that we do to be socially accepted into this parent world. So I think the topic that you hit today with the whole guilt thing is so important. If you don't have the money to do a baby shower, it is okay. If you don't have the money to do the 3D photo, you know, the newborn scans and all this other stuff, like, it is okay. Because a lot of us moms go through depression when it comes to during their pregnancy when they don't get to do those things. Mm-hmm. And that's another guilt that you kind of, as a mom, have to live with, like, not being able to say, like, oh, I got to do this. Why their mom got? You think that your kids are going to question you about it. But in reality, like you just said, the biggest thing that you've taught me is if they've never had it, they don't know what they're missing out on. Mm-hmm. So I think that the topic that you had today is actually very important, babe.
Thank you.
It's really important. You're thinking about all the newborn parents.
Well, yes, because in the end, like I said, we are new parents again. Yeah. And, you know, we're starting all over. So a lot of this stuff, and it's not like we had Noah 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. We had him 6 years ago. Yeah. Time has passed. It feels another life. It feels like we've had 30 lifetimes. Yeah. In these 30 years that we've been alive.
Yeah. It feels like, what was single life before that? I don't even know. What was sleeping before that? I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember. What did we do with our time?
Without kids. And then, honestly, when I have some friends tell me, like, I'm tired, and they have no kids. No relationship, no kids, and I'm just like, dude, like, you should be like, I wish you were. But then again, they're living their life. Great. When they get into a relationship and when they get into having kids, they're going to be like, wow, what did I...
Well, we sound like our parents. Yeah, you know how your parents are like, you're not going to know until you become a parent. You'll see. Yeah, that's how we sounded right now with your friends. But once again, let's reiterate the message of today's video, which is everybody's going to have guilt when it comes to parenting. Yep. It doesn't go away. Nope. You have to accept it.
The guilt just evolves.
You have to accept the things that you can change and the things that you cannot change. You have to let them go and know that you're doing your best. And I think that one of the best lessons that I've been taught as a parent when it comes to the guilt is your children don't criticize how you do things as long as you're present. Like, Noah doesn't care if I make the sandwich in the perfect square. Or, you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't care in the perfection of things. He cares that I'm doing things with him. The thought of everything. Yeah. So, as long as you are trying to do your best and your children see that you're doing your best, obviously there's exceptions. But there shouldn't be any guilt.
And stop trying to come up with all these expectations for yourself. There's the expectation
Endless
of,
list
oh,
of expectations.
I'm going to make my son lunch. It has to be this great course meal.
Because of TikTok, babe. It's social media.
Our son, we pack our son sandwiches for lunch. Take the sandwich for lunch.
Time, though. Don't put me out there like that.
But either way, he is so happy to just have a homemade sandwich at school with a little bag of popcorn or a little bag of Cheetos, and that makes his whole day.
He loves that.
He does not need a whole 3-course homemade meal.
But it's social media. Maybe we should hit that topic next time, like how social media affects every single one of us, even in parenting. Because I remember when Noah asked me for lunch in pre-K. Come on, guys, pre-K. Who cares about the cutesy stuff when you're in pre-K? I was watching this mom who bought this little bento box, and I bought the bento box, and then the little toothpicks and the little cute cutouts for the fruit and all this stuff, and I'm like, wow, she's killing it. I want to be like her. There's some things that you can just not achieve. It's okay. It's okay. Your kids do not care about that. Let go of the guilt, moms and dads. Mm-hmm. Talk to your partners. Mm-hmm. I think that's very important because us moms, we feel alone when we're going through, especially moms that go through postpartum. That's a different thing. I had a little bit of postpartum with Noah. You kept me very centered. You checked in on me constantly, but a lot of moms, I think that postpartum comes from not having that communication with your partner.
This chair.
You see how I was sitting in that one last time. I think that postpartum comes from not being able to communicate with your partner or feeling guilty, because sometimes I even feel guilty of how I feel to communicate with you because you're already so tired from work and you juggle a lot, babe. You do a lot. So you kind of just
guilty to even
communicate or complain at all or share thoughts or anything. As a mom, you feel like, why am I going to bring it up? There's nothing that he can do differently. There's nothing that, can change from the conversation. Or as simple as that, why add more onto your plate when we see that you guys have enough? And I think that the resolution to that is sometimes things don't have to have a resolution. They just, you being able to vent to your partner sometimes it makes you feel better. Because you're able to release that pent-up stress, that pent-up concern, complaint, whatever it may be. But me personally, that's my biggest guilt with you. I don't like to bring up things to you. I like to make sure that I have everything. I'm running a tight ship and everything. Because you are the type of person that you will pour onto me when you don't have nothing left to pour.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the wife that becomes a bottomless cup. That feels like you're constantly pouring onto me. You're going to run yourself dry. Yeah. And I want you to last me a lifetime,
Wait, that's the goal.
And so, so my thing, and that's why I think that you see that I give you a hard time when I'm trying to give her to you, or when, things like that. It's not because it's because I want to protect you. And most moms out there that are in love with their husbands, because you fall in love all over again when you have another child with your partner, you try to be their mother in a way. You want to protect them as well. And so you carry on so much and you don't want to complain. I don't like to complain to you. I don't like to tell you, hey, I need help in this and that. And it's not because I don't trust you, once again. It's because I want to protect you. You give out so much. And I don't know if there's other moms like that are protective over their husbands. But that's me personally. But I know that there's a lot of moms that want to make sure that we look like we have it all together as well. Because motherhood should come naturally for all of us. Yeah. And that doesn't really happen all the time either.
It doesn't. So I think that'll be it for this one. I want to ask you one last question to finish it off. What is one really good thing about doing everything on your own? And one, like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to do this. Like, too much stress doing it all by yourself.
Why do I always have to end with the questions? You should get a question too. No. Okay. When the meals are cooked, the house is clean, your children are smelling great, they're taken care of. For me personally, that's a win-win. I feel badass, for real. I didn't want to use that word, but that's really how I feel. When Noah is taken care of, he looks good, and everybody can see how well he's taken care of. My daughter's taken care of. I smell her. everything is perfectly in the house, that's when I feel at my best.
Mm-hmm.
What is the hardest part, you said?
Yeah. Like doing everything by yourself.
From doing everything by myself?
Yeah.
When I'm at the brink of a breakdown, when I can't fulfill either of the children's needs.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she's crying because she's colicky right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then Noah wanted to go to bed yesterday. He needed to be in bed. Yesterday, I was about to cry. Like, I literally was like, I don't want to... Oh, God. I'm so emotional. Jesus Christ. I don't want to fail him for bedtime because those are important to me. But at the same time, I have a colicky baby who's upset. And if I leave, that would be the better resolution, right? Because he can go to sleep by himself eventually. But if I stay, I need to find a way to calm her down so I can be there. So when they're both needing for me and I don't know how to satisfy both at the same time, that is the hardest part mentally. That brings me to tears because I want to be there for both of them at all times.
Well, don't cry. You're doing an awesome job, Mom. And I think that's where we'll stop here. And if you made it this far, thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes. Thank
there's
you
something
guys.
We're just doing. We're just talking to the camera and hoping someone watches. I don't know.
Hoping somebody relates.
Relates more than anything.
And supports us because we want to make some extra income, please, guys.
Yeah.
We want to make it.
Stay-at-home mom that wants to make some more money. Look at her.
Yeah.
I will...
Like, subscribe. What does everybody from YouTube say? Like, subscribe.
Like, subscribe.
And
share.
comment. And share. I don't know.
We're new to this, if you can tell. I'm going to try to post all of our links, social media links. You do TikTok, Instagram,
Facebook.
And YouTube, of course. This is our family channel. I do TikTok, Instagram.
And a separate YouTube channel.
I do. Mainly about work stuff. I'm a truck driver. We could get into that later. But you do mom stuff. I do kind of like dad, truck driver stuff. And just day in the lives of what we do on the daily. It's pretty chaotic. But if you're interested at all, and if you make it from here to the social medias, leave a little comment. Let us know that you came from YouTube. And I think that's it. I think that's where we'll end it.
This is where we're ending with Faith talking to an audience that we don't know yet.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.